everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you guys what we are planning to do with our money in the month of March. I feel like there are always changes every single month. I feel like that holds true for most people. Not every month is going to look exactly the same. However, there are going to be several changes, and I feel like it's probably the most that our budget has ever changed, if not in the history of ever, then for sure in the past couple of years. So I just want to share with you guys what we are planning to do, what our goals are for our money, what to-dos we have regarding money, as well as the income that we're going to be bringing in, all of that good and fun stuff. So if you're interested in learning about or hearing about any of that, then please keep watching. Before we dive into today's video, I want to introduce you guys to today's sponsor, Stash and the Stash Challenge. Stash is a personal finance app that makes investing easy and affordable for over 5 million Americans. Starting at just $1 a month, Stash can help anyone to build wealth, hit financial goals, and invest in themselves. With Stash, you don't need a lot of money to start investing. They offer 3 simple plans that can help you save and invest like a pro. It's a new year, and what better time to start investing in yourself? Stash is challenging first-time investors to invest $5 a week in their future, and they will give you your first $5 of stock to get you started. Just use my link, which will be in the description, to get your first $5 of stock. I'll have the link in the description and in the pinned comment. Another quick shout out to Stash for sponsoring today's video. Let's go ahead and hop into the video. Okay, so one of the first to-dos for the month of March is to buy my niece a birthday gift, and that is something that I do every single birthday. In recent years, I normally just send money, or I do try to ask what she wants and whatnot. I am not the person to just get people random gifts. That's not who I am as a person. So I normally just try to ask her for any ideas, and if I don't even do that because I'm not proactive enough, I'll just send cash. So I'll probably be sending her anywhere from like $50 to $100, and we'll talk about that momentarily. Next up, I have a medical bill that I have to pay, and so that basically isn't due until March, so I'll probably pay that in March. It's due the first week, I think, so that's probably when I will pay that medical bill. Next up, I have a doctor copay, so I already know that I'm going to my doctor for a follow-up type of situation in the month of March, and normally my copays are $35, so I am assuming that will hold true this upcoming appointment as well. Next, we are going on a little road trip. My husband and me, as of right now, we're both supposed to be going, but I have a feeling that he may choose otherwise, and so either way, there will be a road trip. And so I have the budget, which we'll talk about in a minute, for 2 people, but if he doesn't go, then I'd probably spend like half of that, if that. Also, the same niece who has a birthday actually asked if she could come down for spring break or something like that, and she's doing virtual school for only like she does virtual school the majority of the week, and then she actually goes to school where she's starting back going to school this week for 2 days out of the week. So really, if she did come, her stay would actually probably end up being like 2 weeks, because I kind of like figured it out. We figured it out that if she came like this one day, then she wouldn't have to go back due to her virtual school schedule for like another 2 weeks, which would be great. I would prefer her to stay longer, and that is because she lives 7 hours away, so it's either her mom's gonna meet me halfway, or I have to drive and get her and bring her back, which that's not what I'm trying to do at all. So either way, because she just lives so far away, I would prefer her to be here longer, just because it involves me driving and or picking her up or going halfway or something like that. And then finally, we need to schedule with our CPA. It is the end of February at the filming of this video, so I am assuming we're not going to schedule this month, although even if we did schedule, it probably wouldn't be until March. We're still waiting on a few documents. I feel like they may be lost, so I probably need to follow up with those, especially if I don't have them by the end of February. But we are looking to schedule with our CPA in the month of March, obviously because taxes are due in April. Okay, so let's talk about goals. One of our goals is to invest $2,000, and we will talk about how we're going to be able to do that, or what our plans are for that. We want to file our taxes, and if we file our taxes, beginning of the month or around the middle of the month, then we'll probably have our taxes back and filed, within like a week or two. Our CPA normally takes about a week or two, and then we'd like to go ahead and pay our taxes. Again, taxes are due in April, so we like to just go ahead and get them out of the way if we can. Next up, I would like to earn extra income. Honestly, this is a goal that I strive for every month. Next up, I am hoping that our cell phone bill will be lowered. We have switched cell phone providers, and we'll talk a little bit more once we get to the budget part of this as to how we're planning to move forward and what that's going to look like. But hopefully in March, that is when we'll see the full benefits of our switching. In addition to investing $2,000, which is technically a form of saving, although we kind of just put it into the hands of our financial advisor and then he invested in brokerage accounts and in our Roth IRAs, it kind of just goes away as opposed to what I consider saving, and that's just money that we keep for just miscellaneous thing. We save money each and every month for taxes. That's like a no-brainer. Since we have a business, we save money for vacations. I mean, we just always are regularly saving money. We don't just save money just because, although that's a good habit. Typically for us, we already know that there's something that we need to pay for or something that we need to buy. So we just save liquid cash every month. Well, not every month, but we aim to do it most months at least. And then next, I want to stay below our food budget. We've already tanked the budget in our efforts of staying below our budget in the month of February. Things have gotten out of hand, but if you guys remember, January was wonderful. So I would like to kind of like recalibrate and try to get back on board with that for the month of March. Although it's not confirmed if my niece is coming. Again, she's 11. Technically, that is like feeding another adult, essentially. Either way you slice it, the budget that we set for our food each month would be plenty to feed a family of 3, realistically. So those are our to-dos and goals. Let's go ahead and dive a little deeper. So for our paydays, it's interesting that March is gonna look exactly like February, but I feel like that happens every year. Like the dates even fall the same, essentially. And so I'm going to get paid on the same 2 days that I did in February in March, and then my husband gets paid every Friday as well. So basically the exact same paydays. Our major money goals for the month of March are to invest $2,000 and to save $2,000. And so now let's go ahead and dive into the actual budget, and we'll talk about the income and our expenses and all of that fun stuff. Okay, so for income, we are planning for $8,704.99. And that is pretty much a done deal. I do want to let you guys know that the way that that works out is we account for how much money we're going to bring in from our full-time jobs, and that's more on the fixed side of things. And then we actually already know in the previous month, how much the business will bring in, and then we essentially like pay ourselves that money in the following month. So that's how I have kind of gotten this down to a science. For bills and expenses, those are going to be the exact same amount because we do an every dollar budget. That means we go through and we budget down to zero. That does not mean we take our bank account down to zero. That just means that we budget down to zero. We actually have a buffer in our checking account, and so therefore that prevents us from actually going down to zero because that money just kind of sits there every single month. Okay, so let's talk about how exactly we're going to spend all of our coins. So our mortgage has gone up ever so slightly, and so for this year, for the year of 2021, it has to do with escrow and all of that. A lot of people have that, so it didn't go up like a whole lot, like $33, but it has gone up, and it's going to be $1,504.49 in the month of March. For our security for our home, that is the same amount. The only time that fluctuates is if I get a referral bonus, which is few and far between. I think I've gotten like 2, for which case it would knock off. The bill would basically be non-existent if I did get a referral, but we don't really get those. So $51.47 for the security for our home. For electricity, I already have that bill for March. It's going to be $125.54. For our phone bill, I am budgeting $85. Now normally we budget $86.50, but listen up. We have switched from AT&T prepaid to Cricket, which they use the same towers. And so if you have AT&T postpaid, like regular AT&T prepaid, or Cricket, you'll get essentially the same service as far as like towers go, because they all run off of AT&T towers. That's actually the path that we've taken. We've gone from AT&T postpaid to prepaid, and now we've switched to Cricket. So the reason why we switched is because they have a plan where you basically pay $25 per line if you have at least 4 lines, and you get unlimited everything. And so essentially it's $100, you know, if you have 4 lines. So my husband and I have gone ahead and switched first, and then my sister and my niece will join us next. And so once they join us, moving forward, we will pay $50, $25 each, and then my sister will pay for her and her daughter, so $25 each. So both of us will be paying $50. And so for us, we were paying $86.50, and we both didn't have unlimited, only me. And then my sister was paying over $50 just for her, not even for her daughter too. So hopefully moving forward in the month of, I already know for sure our phone bill is going to be $80 plus taxes, which the taxes are normally like $1 or $2, but I am, budgeting $85 to be on the safe side. But hopefully moving forward in April, you'll see us budgeting $50 in taxes. Next up, we have cable/internet. And so remember, our cable bill had gone up because our promo ended. So therefore we canceled it, and we're gonna have to pay a big bill, a big cancellation fee this month, in the month of February. But in March, we are going to be using Sling TV. We've already signed up. So moving forward, that will be $35 per month. And then our internet will still be $70 per month. So that's what the 105 is for. Since I am not under contract with internet, I am kind of like looking around to see if I can get a comparable internet. When I tell you my YouTube videos upload in like 5 minutes max, like they process from iMovie and upload in like 5 minutes, no matter how long they are. I'm not being dramatic, like that's literally the case. And so I can get behind that. So whatever internet we do possibly switch to, it's gonna have to be like fire for me to even like consider it. So I don't know, I'm kind of just happy to just pay the $70, plus we kind of write off majority of it anyway as a business expense. Next up, we have water/sewer. That is typically $35.54 every single month, so that's what I'm budgeting for March. For Reckless AF funds, we're budgeting $200. That's essentially $100 each for my husband and me to be reckless with. For donations/gifts, again, probably 100 of that is going to go to my niece, anywhere from like 50 to 100. Really possibly, especially since she is probably going to be leaving if she comes like 2 days before her birthday. So I feel like I really got to kind of perform in that case, maybe like take her out to like pick out an outfit or whatever. So, it's gonna be a little different than me just sending money or sending a gift. So for which case, I'm budgeting 50 to 100 for that. And then the other 50 is just for random miscellaneous giving that we do every month. There's always, just today at the filming of this video, my husband went through the McDonald's drive-thru and then somebody had paid for his meal. So, you got to keep it going. So he paid for the meal behind him, which was $10 more because he's just a single person. So he had only ordered $5 worth of stuff. I guess the people behind him had ordered, I assume they had, were picking up for more than just one person. So it was $15. So therefore 5 of that technically will go in our food/dates category. The other 10 will go in our giving category. So just little stuff like that always happening, giving to people on the streets and stuff like that. And so that's why we try to budget, at least $50 for that random miscellaneous type of giving every month. Next up, we have toiletries. This is for toilet paper, paper towels, all that fun stuff, $50. We have beauty. My husband is going to be in need of getting his hair done, and so I guess he'll get braids again. And so the last person charged $60, so I just threw an additional $5 in as a tip. And so I probably will get my nails done, but I'll likely take that out of my allowance category. For travel, we're budgeting $500. This is if we both go, but if my husband doesn't go, I'll probably slice that in half, which will be great because that'll give us a little bit more money to either put towards retirement or savings or something like that. For miscellaneous, this is for random miscellaneous spending, just money that we either forget to budget for or money that we just couldn't possibly budget for, like, paying for parking or something like that. And so now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of forgot to put my copay in the budget, but it's fine. I'll just put the $35 copay in the miscellaneous category. Next up, we have a new line item, which is pets, and I'm really not even sure if 150 will do the trick. So if you haven't been following us on Instagram, then you would know that we have adopted a dog. Our dog had been going to my husband's job for weeks, and then he finally just brought her home. And so that was a very miscellaneous expense. We've spent hundreds of dollars on just getting her essentials because we were gonna purchase or get a dog in the future, but we didn't have not a single doggy supply. I feel like most of her expenditures will take place in the month of February, so I am going to try to budget $150 moving forward. I did a poll type of situation on Instagram, and a lot of people are spending between $50 to $150 for their dogs each month, just depending on the dogs, some even more if the dogs need medicine. So I don't really know her business yet because she still has to go to her first vet appointment, her first appointment with us next week. And I don't really know if 150 is even going to do the trick, if I'm being honest, but I'm hoping that we can get her situated and get all her stuff caught up and whatever in the month of February, and moving forward we will budget 150 per month. And I do think that's enough because I think her food will be like $50 per month. She doesn't eat a whole lot, and I was gonna get her a box, like a subscription box for dogs, and they send you like treats and toys and things like that. I was gonna purchase that, and then I was looking at a wellness plan for her, and so all of that together would be 150. In fact, it would actually, we'd have a little wiggle room in case there's something else that she might need or something like that. So 150 will be good once she gets like situated, which I'm hoping she'll be like partially situated this month. For gas for our cars, I am budgeting 150. This is an increase of $30. We have another car, it's bigger, it's not a hybrid, and so we are budgeting 150, although it's almost the end of February and we haven't even spent anywhere near 120, which is what I think I budgeted for February. So I'm thinking it might still be 120 moving forward, but February is not over yet and I don't know for sure, so I'm gonna do 150 for March. For our car insurance, this isn't due. We pay our premiums in full, and so we'll pay this again in June. For health insurance for my husband, $226.42. For life insurance for the both of us, $42.19. Food/dates, $700. No payment towards my student loans or my husband's. The forbearance has been extended to September of this year, which our birthdays are in September. So fun fact. Another new line item is our car loan, which is going to be $314.34. Our plan for having this paid off, I would like to see it paid off within the year, possibly even sooner than that. Like we could pay it off sooner than that. So we'll just have to see, but I do want that to be gone quickly. For our savings, we're going to be doing $2,000. For our additional retirement, we are going to be doing $2,000. Fun fact, I would love for our income to be about the same and for us to work on continuing to decrease our expenses because we've decreased a lot. Well, we will. You'll see like a real difference, I think, moving forward in like April, but we have worked on decreasing a lot. I would actually also like to try to work on the food/dates category, and then of course we won't have travel every month. That I feel like I could still pull like another $500 minus the travel because that's just like a one-time thing, but I feel like I could find even another $500, and so that would give us almost $5,000 of, discretionary income for which we could choose to pay off debt, save, invest, whatever the case is. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for. I am aiming for decreasing our expenses as much as we possibly can without being too restrictive because that's not the aim that I'm going for. Remember to take the Stash Challenge and you can receive $5 of stock by signing up for Stash using the link in the description or in the pinned comment. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. Another quick shout out to Stash for sponsoring today's video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.